I help you?
Excuse me. I'm bringing these drinks back because the date's out on them.
Yeah, they said they had sent you a refund check. You could just throw those away.
I'd rather just go ahead and get another six-pack. Another six-pack to replace this six-pack, because I gotta have something to hold me over between now and my next appointment, which is, I think y'all scheduled it March the 30th, if that's correct, if I wrote it down right.
Okay. Come on, honey.
Where's Jackson?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm just gonna go ahead and give these back to you to verify, first of all, that wasn't fibbing about the date being out of date.
That's fine.
But I'd rather have the six-pack and have something to hold me over between now and March the 30th. Who might you be?
I'm Haley.
Okay, Miss Haley, I'm Dennis,
Uh-huh.
Dennis Jackson. And if there's not gonna be a problem in that, I'd just rather have a replacement on the shapes.
Okay.
Is that okay? Rather than have you cut a check out. Because I drank about half of it before I realized that it was out of date. You follow what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But this is kind of an awkward moment for me to be experiencing this.
Thanks, ma'am. You're welcome.
There you go.
Once more, I'd like to elaborate on something. It was not my intentions to cause any type of embarrassment or any type of awkwardness with this particular organization, because I felt like by me getting approval from Amy that it was going to be acceptable for me to put it on my social media platform. And it's almost like I'm being punished for doing something good towards putting stuff out there for my viewers to look at, so that they would have an opportunity.
But you didn't explain that to her. You decided to keep the video for yourself for later reference. So, I mean, because if she'd known, she would have told you that. If it then explained it, then, I'm going to put this on YouTube.
Y'all are well known. This industry is well known towards doing what you're doing, and you're doing a fine job in trying to help people. Is it that you're trying to corner the market towards it being a money?
No, sir, and I'm not going to sit here at the window and argue with you, okay? But there's reason, like I said, we're healthcare laws and certain guidelines and stuff that we have to abide by.
But y'all wasn't the one that was abiding by them, I was.
We're within our rights to do this.
Okay. Thanks for getting me the appointment.
You're welcome.
So it's kind of like suing a hospital. If you ever sue a hospital, you basically have to move plumb out of the area, because you're not going to have nobody else that's going to attend to your needs if you ever have to be
No, we've got
hospitalized.
you somewhere else.
Oh, you did. You
Mhm.
did. But I'm just saying that it kind of works on that same aspect, that if you ever sue a doctor or sue a hospital, then you're going to have problems with the whole region towards ever going back in and having to take your needs.
Thank
Kind of
you.
works on the same aspect. But I promise you, that was not my intent.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
them too as well. Especially after me getting permission from one of the top people of being able to document my appointment. As she was talking to me. And then all of a sudden, I release that information out to the public. And now I'm basically being punished for releasing that information out to the public. I personally think that it's money issue. They talk about how that they are in favor towards wanting to help humanity with people with problems such as myself, pertaining to people being obese. They talk about how sincere and how humanitarianly compassionate that they are whenever it comes to seeing people with these type of needs, but it only comes at a fair cost. First of all, it makes me wonder if the fact of the matter is they're more concerned about the good old American dollar bill more so than they're concerned about people's health and people's well-being. I've never had to deal with nothing on this level. It makes me almost wonder if somebody hadn't already contacted them in the regards towards thinking that that somebody put a little bug in somebody's ear in the regards towards, hey, we don't want this individual to live. We want this guy to die. And because we want this guy to die, whatever you do not provide any type of medical services to him, render to him, because we want him to go ahead and leave silently and drift off into the sunset. That way none of us have to worry about the cover-up that has occurred in this individual's life in this degree. There's always a strong possibility, as much notoriety, especially the negative notoriety that I've gotten, it's a very strong possibility, because I've got people right now that's actually standing outside the building, making sure that I'm leaving the building in a very, very safe measure towards going ahead and going in and leaving, because I kind of caught them at a surprise. I had done already said, okay, we'll do it your way, as far as you cutting me a check for the product that they had given me that was out of date. I had done already made an agreement that they was going to cut me a check for $18, but keep in mind, these are the people that basically told me after that I had produced my information on YouTube, that these was the people that not only complained about it verbally, but these are the people that wrote me a letter telling me, Mr. Jackson, we don't want you no longer coming here because we feel like that what you done was an insult to our privacy rights. Their privacy rights, not my privacy rights. As I explained to the woman, you know what? I have just as much right to tell people about my case, regardless whether it be my legal cases that I've had in the past or my medical records going all the way back to my birth, whenever God spared my life up in St. Teresa's Hospital in 1961, after I was come into this world, March 22nd. And I had to have a kidney removed. I've got just as much right of letting out my medical records. And actually, once you become a well-known public official, it doesn't matter if you're this one or that one or that one or this one. If it's demanded by the public for you to tell the public where do you stand medically. That way we'll know whether or not we need to invest in you or not invest in you. I guess that's the way they look at it. That's their ideology anyways. They're supposed to release their medical records, just like the President of the United States is supposed to release his income tax records towards identifying just exactly how much money that he's made, how much money that he's lost, how much money that he's declared bankruptcy on. You know, all these things are supposed to be considered public record. Not under the HIP law, not under the privacy law. Because I had rights too, and now I feel like because I have used my rights towards wanting to help some of my viewers, some of the people that support the Windmill Ministries, now I'm being punished on account of it by being told, Mr. Jackson, we no longer want your business. We are sending you a letter, a formal notification that we will no longer be able to attend to you professionally for the following reasons. Once more, I didn't walk in there sneaky, using a telephone as a hot mic like I did this time. I walked in there sneaky. But I didn't walk in there the first time. I was very open. I was very honest. I asked the question to Miss Amy, did she have a problem in me recording what was being said? That way I could always go back and make sure that I heard her promptly and professionally in what that she was making suggestions towards me to do. Eat a candy bar, drink a shake, do this, then eat a meal, stay within the 11 to 1200 range of the calorie range. Plus, after I listened to it, I said, well, not only is this going to be a benefit to me, but it's going to be a benefit to others too as well. But they didn't like that, because I was passing out free information about bettering people's health. Once more, is it the fact that they are just so objectionable towards truly wanting to help people? Or is it the fact that somebody's done already put a bug in their ear and said, this one right here, we want him to die. We want him to become deceased in society. That way we no longer have to listen to him, and we no longer have to deal with these occurrences that we have illegitimately placed up onto his life, going all the way back to 1983, whenever Kenton, Tennessee decided that they was going to try to brand me being the person that was psychologically, emotionally, chemically imbalanced. And the whole time, instead of it being me, it should have been my father that went to the psychiatric ward to be studied, and I possibly should have went back to the Martin Medical being evaluated towards whether or not my sugar was too high, my sugar too low, whether or not I had high blood pressure, low blood pressure, because I was physically attacked by my father and him basically trying to finish me off after a 1979 Buick Regal rolled over on top of me. So all this that's going on right now smells fishy. I smell something in all these activities that don't smell right. And because it smells fishy, it gives me an eerie feeling similar towards whenever Secret Service contacted me while I was working for a big body shop, a dealership there in Nashville, Tennessee, and they entrapped me towards coming to their office, and then got a crisis center girl to say, yeah, we believe he needs to be institutionalized, and basically had to spend all weekend up until the following Monday before I finally got out. And then after I got out, had to go back to work and face all my peers because they all knew that I had been institutionalized by Homeland Security. And that was right after Katrina had hit. Like I said, I've got records, I've got documents, I've got things to prove what this government has tried to do to me and tried to ruin me. And it wasn't that they was trying to ruin me, but they was trying to ruin my purpose that God had placed upon to me. They done the exact same thing. King Herod, Pontius Pilate, done the exact same thing to the Lord Jesus Christ. They knew They knew that Jesus was a good man. They knew that the miracles that was befallen upon the Jesus Christ had to have been miracles that was befallen upon and by the Heavenly Father. They knew. But they still rejected him anyway. They still denied him anyway. They still assassinated the very Son of God anyway, which speaks volumes about the illegitimacies and the corruptfulness upon to this planet towards how people would actually be willing to do the very Son of God that way. The only begotten. So what has happened here today pertaining to this I guess you'd call it an industry or business. What has happened here today? I find it to be appalling. I'm hurt by it because I have become obese. Because of Judge Woodall putting me on Risperdal, pertaining to him giving me a chemical, forcing me to take a chemical that caused this obesity to come up onto me, in which I can prove, I got the records to prove it, up in Kentucky, pertaining to Judge Woodall out of Trigg County, Kentucky. They're in Cadiz, Kentucky. And this just helps to validate, as far as I am concerned, that something is going on with the medical industry towards them actually not wanting to help me. Either they're not actually wanting to help me, or they're not wanting me to help others for free by putting out free information about their business. And you have to look at any hospital towards it being a business. I don't care if they're a psychiatrist, I don't care if they're a psychologist, I don't care if they work in the eye, ear, nose specialist, I don't care if they're doing other things. Whenever they're leaving a bill for you to have to pay, or the insurance to have to pay, that in and of itself is a business. Regardless whether they're cutting your hair, or they're tending to a broken bone, or they're cutting out an organ, or they're putting in an organ. It's a business. That's what the Baptist Medical Arts Center here in Union City, Tennessee has proven to me just within the past few hours, because I actually had an appointment scheduled at 2:15 today that I basically, after me reading this letter, I obtained it this morning from my post office box. And after me reading the letter, I called this lady up that I just got through talking to, and she told me, yeah, we have the right that we do not have to assist you. Under what grounds? Under the grounds of the HIP law. That you violated the HIP law by revealing to people the procedures that we was doing to you. And because of it, we're going to punish you. You're going to punish me? I said. Wow. And here I was. All I put the information out there was to try to help others similar to me, because can't everybody go to a hospital like this? Not everybody has Medicare and Medicaid. And there's a lot of people out there struggling with diabetes and struggling with obesity. So once more, Jackson, Juby Jackson, Dennis James Juby Jackson, is being punished by this world's affairs by trying to do the right thing for the right causes. Trying to do the right thing for the right purposes. Being punished by the system. And there's many systems on the planet. There's many different systems. I'm appalled. I'm broken by this. It has absolutely shattered me today to think, after me asking her for permission and getting it, She went ahead and agreed. Okay. No problem. And I said, now I'm not going to get your face. I just want to validate what you're saying today. That way I can go back and research it. Okay, no problem. And now I've been banded from this. It is so sad what humanity has turned into, especially here in Northwest Tennessee, involving my personal life. Now, I can't validate other people's lives towards what's going on, but I'm pretty sure that if it's going on in my life, it's probably going on in other people's lives too as well. Towards basically cherry picking. Oh, we're going to help this one, but this one we're not going to help. We'll save this one's life, but this one we're going to let him or her die. In other words, they're playing God. They're basically playing God towards determining who they're going to help and who they're not going to help, which violates their oath. It violates any medical doctor's oath. And it's a form of prejudicism. It's a form of discrimination. They're discriminating against me because I decided to put my information that was going on pertaining to my life, not nobody else's life, but my medical life, I'm being punished and discriminated against because I put it out to the general public and making it public. That is so unbelievable sad. So sad. May God have mercy on them is all I got to say.